Let's talk about Roman Gonzalez, man. The future Hall of Famer, Roman Gonzalez. You know, he's a 4-division world champion, you know. But now it's saying that he has a new weight class. But to be moving up at this point of your career, you know, he'll be moving from super flyweight to bantamweight. boy. And you know there's some killers over there in that bantamweight, man.
I run shit here. You just live here. I'ma burn this motherfucker down. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Dr. PG NG Empress. Gotta get money back for another YouTube video. Banger, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, man. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. Hey, so today I have a special one, man. Y'all know, but before we even get started, what we gonna talk about, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The notification says right there. We're gonna turn off that sound. You know what I'm saying? We try to help me grow. You know, we growing, we booming though. For only having the channel for 3 months, having 600 subscribers. You know, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank God for that. But today, let's get on the topic at hand. No, it's not the Canelo melodrama. The Canelo melodrama is like freaking Days of Our Lives of boxing with Canelo, man. You know, he had all this news going on with him. Wake me up when he has an actual opponent. You know what I'm saying? And you going from Charlo to Berlanga to Munguia, and we know that he's not going to Benavidez. So anyway, like I said, we're not going to talk about that. You know, I know it's my job to talk about it. I've been talking about it enough. Today, I want to switch up gears and talk about somebody who's actually boxing. You know, and I love Canelo. He's a legend, but I'm not with all this soap opera stuff. Let's talk about Roman Gonzalez, man. The future Hall of Famer, Roman Gonzalez. You know, he's a 4-division world champion, you know, but now it's saying that he has a new weight class that he wants to move up to, man. He wants to move up to bantamweight. And, you know, he's a little older. You know, he's not too old, but he's a little older. I want to say, how old is Roman Gonzalez now? 36? I believe 36. Let's look it up real quick.
A few moments later.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, yeah, he's 36 years old. You know, he's not too old. You know, he's a boxer out of Nicaragua, like I said, future Hall of Famer. But to be moving up at this point of your career, you know, he'll be moving from super flyweight to bantamweight. boy. And you know there's some killers over there in that bantamweight, man.
Let me at him.
At 118, oh my gosh, at 118, bro, it's looking very serious. You know what I'm saying? But let's think about who he can fight. You know, he wants to get another title. You know, you don't move up at this stage of your career, the latter portion of your career. You don't have titles on your mind. But it's just like there's some heavy hitters there, man. You have the Maloney's, which is it? Which was the big one? Jason Maloney, right? Yeah, because Andrew Maloney, speaking of bantamweight, Nakatani knocked that boy Andrew Maloney out. Boy, the smaller Maloney, he looked like he got shot when Nakatani hit him. The knockout of the year on Andrew Maloney. I'm talking about he clocked him. Bow.
Oh my! That was devastating. He is laid out
With that left hook, it looked like Andrew Maloney got shot.
Oh!
That was like a gunshot, man, from close range, man. That was a vicious knockdown. So it was Andrew Maloney. So he does have Andrew Maloney over there, who's at bantamweight. I think that sorry, I just said it backwards. Nakatani beat Andrew Maloney. He has Jason Maloney, who's a bigger Maloney at bantamweight. I think that'd be a pretty good fight for Roman Gonzalez. I think he can win that. I would kind of actually lean towards a Gonzalez in that fight. You know, I think it'll be very good. That neither one of them are you know, I think Jason Maloney has a little bit of punching power, you know, and he could possibly get Chocolatito out of there. But I like Chocolatito's movement and his sturdiness and his durability to be able to handle him. I know, you know, when you're older in boxing, a lot of times that's one of the first things to go is your punch resistance, you know, and, along with your athleticism and your agility, explosiveness. But your power remains. I think Chocolatito could really handle him. You know, Chocolatito, last time we saw him, he fought Juan Estrada. They fought twice, right? The second time was a majority decision. The first time was a split decision. And that one, I kind of feel like the first one, I remember watching that one. I remember feeling like it was a close fight, but I had Roman Gonzalez winning. But it was a good fight, you know. So when there's a close fight like that, you can go either way. You give or take around here or there. You can go either way with it. So I wasn't mad that Estrada won. But I think the second time that he fought, I think Estrada was more convincingly in his favor. You know, he won more definitively. Even though it was a majority decision, I thought it could have been a UD. But yeah, Estrada won those. And, you know, I'd even see a third and a fourth fight with them. But you know, it is what it is. He wants to move on to bigger and better things, you know, as far as the weight goes. I just don't want to see him, you know, go like a Nonito Donaire route where you're just fighting and we know it's past your prime. You're a legend, you're a Hall of Famer, you know, just like Roy Jones, you know, Manny Pacquiao. You know, when we see that you're fighting, you're losing to people that, no disrespect to your opponents, but most likely you probably wouldn't have lost to at your peak, you know. So we want to see you at your peak, want to have those fondness and memories, but at the same time, you don't want to tell somebody to stop doing what they love, you know. And these are all warriors, you know, Roy Jones, Manny, Nonito, and some other fighters, you know, that fight the Jermaine Taylor, that fight a little past their prime, you know. I think Chocolatito might be on the verge of that, on the cusp of that, but you know, I think he still has a lot in the tank. But it's just that when you're at the latter portion of your career and combine that with moving up, it gets a little dangerous, man. So we talked about Jason Maloney, who's up there at bantamweight. We also have, I believe, Emmanuel Rodriguez is at bantamweight, who's a good fighter. We saw him have a nice fight with Gary Antonio Russell. You know, the Russell family. Shout out to them, and phenomenal boxing family out the DMV area in the United States, particularly Maryland. Yeah, man, there's so many of those Gary Russell boys, and they be going crazy, man. Those young men are very phenomenal boxing, man. They have a nice boxing lineage, and yeah, he beat Gary Antonio Russell pretty convincingly. Not pretty it was an odd stoppage though. It was a clash of heads like in the 10th round, I believe, and he wasn't cut. He was bruised on his eye. Him being him being Manny Rodriguez. He was bruised on his eye, Manuel Rodriguez. But it wasn't really a cut like that. It wasn't gushing out. So it was an odd stoppage in my opinion. But you know, at the same time, it's their job to protect the fighter, and he was winning. I think he dropped Russell twice. I remember one was bad. I was surprised he beat Russell beat the count, and you know, it really highlighted Emmanuel Rodriguez's ability to counterpunch. His counterpunching and his slickness is underrated, I think, a little bit. So I think Roman Chocolatito against him, I think Rodriguez would win, but I give Chocolatito a slim chance. You know, it's either, that's the thing with Rodriguez. He doesn't have devastating punching power, but I don't think you commit him. I think he has more precise punching. Oh wow! You know, he's very precise with his punching. I ain't gonna say he has one punch now you anyway knockout. Who beat Emmanuel Rodriguez? He knocked out Emmanuel Rodriguez. I don't think that he has that kind of power, but he does have some power, and he has, I think it's more so his precision of his punches, his placement of punches that gets you, you know, and his counter punching ability. So I think that he could beat Chocolatito, but I don't think Chocolatito necessarily gets washed. But I think he should also stay away from him, though, you know. So, and then also at bantamweight, speaking of Inoue, we got Inoue's younger brother, Takuma Inoue, who I also think would be Chocolatito at this point in their careers. Not saying that they're pink, but I think at this point in the career, I think Takuma Inoue will win. He's another good counter punch. He has decent power, not nowhere near Naoya Inoue's power, but he does have decent power, and I think Chocolatito would fare well against him. So right now, we talked about three championship caliber fighters in Andrew Maloney, Emmanuel Rodriguez, and Takuma Inoue. And I think he has a good shot against Andrew Maloney. Sorry, Jason Maloney. But I don't think I think he has a slim chance to beat Emmanuel Rodriguez, and I think it's even slimmer to beat Takuma Inoue. And that's just my opinion. Just thinking stylistically in my mind. And then also, of course, we have Nakatani, Junto Nakatani, we mentioned earlier. He just moved to bantamweight. He moved to bantamweight his first fight, and he beat Alejandro Santiago. You know, Alejandro Santiago is a very good fighter. Excuse me. He just came off a win off of Nonito Donaire, who we just talked about earlier. It was an old Donaire. They went the distance, but yeah, he still won. You know, Nonito Donaire is still a game fighter. Junto Nakatani, man, he looks phenomenal, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's, like I said, I think he's a future pound for pound star. I think he's the most dangerous in the bantamweight right now. I think Takuma Inoue should stay away from Nakatani. When I say stay away, I really want them to fight.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
You know what I'm saying? That really means I want them to fight. But for his own self-preservation and career preservation, you might want to stay away. But I can see Nakatani and Takuma Inoue fighting, and Naoya Inoue and Takuma and Junto Nakatani potentially having to meet somewhere in between, and Naoya Inoue got to avenge his younger brother. Your
brother's soul is mine.
You know what I'm saying? But I think Junto Nakatani, I think that's probably the most dangerous fight for Chocolatito, because Chocolatito likes to fight. You know, he likes to fight, he likes to come forward, and that's what Nakatani's gonna do. Nakatani's gonna chase you down, so you're gonna play right into his game, and he has devastating power, like I said. And I think Chocolatito might not be considered retirement right now, but if you fight Nakatani's gonna force it upon him. You know what I'm talking about?
So you have chosen death.
He's gonna knock him right into retirement. So I think you stay away from Nakatani the most. I think he can actually fight Alessandro Santiago. I think that'd be a good measuring stick for Chocolatito. I like Chocolatito's evasiveness and movement and lateral movement. To even though he's 36, I still think he'll be able to employ some of that against the flat-footed Alejandro Santiago. But Alejandro Santiago, like I say, he does have some power, and he gonna apply that pressure. You know, he has that Mexican fighting style. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. That's just my opinion. I don't really want to see Roman Gonzalez, like I said, the future Hall of Famer, great fighter. I don't want to see him move up necessarily at this point in his career. But if he's going to move up, please stay away from Nakatani for sure. Number one. Number two, avoid Takuma in the way, and try to, you know, maybe you can have a clash with Emmanuel Rodriguez, but I think you should test yourself against Alejandro Santiago first and Andrew Maloney. That's just my opinion. I mean, sorry, Jason Maloney. I keep confusing the two brothers out of Australia. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always, man. Let me know what y'all think about Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez and the future Hall of Famer. What do you think about he should do for his career? And do you think it's a good move to move up this bantamweight or what? What would you like to see? We got to show these fighters who are actually fighting, and these boxers who are carrying on the sport do what they're supposed to do. We got to show them some love. So I want to highlight those fighters right there, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Don't forget to like the video. We out. God bless. Peace. Love y'all, man. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.